All right, so now I'm gonna get on the right line, which would be to the left of this rock right here. And I like to just miss it. Let me get one, Colby. And when you go around a rock, relax, it's better to not just shoot past it. I love to turn and just miss it like that. Try and show you some other rocks like that. But right now, very easy line here. You can be anywhere from 5 feet to the left to 5 feet to the right. You see these big frog boats are doing the same thing. I just hate that little curler wave that third big frog boat in front of us went into, because it sends you far river left, and then like his people have to do, they have to keep paddling to get river right. So I get my angle here, just already pointed to the right, just like this big frog boat in front of me. You can see the water keeps trying to pull you a little left than you want to be. But all you got to do is really just J-stroke and avoid that white curler on your left. Very easy. Best way to slow down, you just turn to the left and then turn to the right, turn to the left, a little bit of tacking. There's this rock right here to our right that is just below the water surface. I love to be just to the left of it. Just right here, already aiming river right. So that wasn't the exact line, you know, from top to bottom, but as long as you're left of that first rock, right of that curler wave, and then left of that little sneaky Pete rock, you can see Big Frog taking the correct line right now. Beautiful gorge. It's called Hiawassee Shoals. Gets its name from the Hiawassee River that a lot of this water washes down into. Only about a half hour from the takeout. It looks a lot like the Hiawassee. That's why they call it that. Very wide section of the river, making it a shoal. Now, a lot of little dink rocks here in a 6 load, they can slow you down. So you kind of just look for the V in the water, look for the current. Stay away from the brown rocks hiding just below the water surface. Great thing to always use is the boat in front of you. If they look like they're an experienced 3rd year plus guide, you can always follow their line. I love to go to the right of this rock right here. Everyone else goes to the left, and it seems not to be the best. What you want to do, though, is you want to just miss it. We're good, Colby. Just miss it. And see, I'm cranking. Now I'm already got my angle. Just missing that rock. Don't even need to really call a stroke. See, that's why I don't like going to the left right there. Look to the left, Colby. That's why I don't like going to the left right there, especially with bigger boats. This is the main line to the right of that rock. You have to have a left hand angle going around it, or you'll be in the trees. You can see they're only a few feet to our right. A lot of these big frog boats, and most of the boats take this line right here. You can see that front red boat going into the line that we're gonna already start in, which is left of this big flat rock to our right. This rock you will see people on, especially in a 6 load. You can run right up on this rock. It's just below the water surface, but now we're in the middle in the green water, very deep, and we're gonna follow the white water. Not really a clean V to follow, but we just see the rocks on our right and left, and we don't really have to fight to get anywhere. Still, haven't really called a stroke. Hiawassee Shoals from the doldrums is a great time to talk to your guests about waterfalls in the area, good hikes, biking trails, things like that. Now this is the ledges. This is the most common place, I believe, for first years, rookies to get stuck, things like that. Multiple rocks hiding just below the water surface. And also there's about two spots going through this rapid where you only have a boat's width length apart. So it's a very narrow entrance. I love taking the ledge and fighting back. That's what I learned my first year, but I believe the easier line would be over here to the left. Now I'm in a lighter boat, so I could run over some rocks. I'm gonna try and not touch one. You can see this V right here you go into, but immediately there's rocks all to the left of us. So many rocks over there. Let me get one forward, Colby. We're gonna see if this is a good line. Okay, you can run over this rock, but yeah, there's a lot of BS right here. We should have came in a little later. I would say go right here. Let me get one forward, Colby. Still a bunch of BS rocks. One forward, and you got Razorback right here to your right. So you just want to make sure you avoid that rock, but this seems to be a pretty easy line as long as you don't have a heavy boat and you avoid all of those small rocks. You can see this big frog coming into the second line, so I would call a one back right here. One back. Because spacing is important. If he hits Dildo Rock on the left, it's just gonna stick him, but he's got a right-hand angle. Now I'm gonna turn back left, one forward. All right, that was very right of the ledge. Colby, let's look upstream. Let's just look upstream. That right there is Dildo Rock. Probably a better name that you can tell your guests, but if you touch it with your boat, it will fuck you a little bit. It'll keep you there, might even surf you back into the hole. So yeah, let's pull over. Let me get two forward. This is our Support Eddy, our first one of the second half of the river. You can see Wild Water and Big Frog waiting for their boats upstream. Let me get two forward. And two more hard. Just gonna hang out right here. Most common spots for TLs to hang out. There, two forward hard, two forward hard. One more hard, one more hard. We're just gonna park on this little rock down here. This is a rock that you can get very stuck on right here, especially in a heavy boat, but we are in a 2-load, so it's not doing too much. We're gonna go ahead and head on downstream. One forward. Just get out of the way of this Big Frog TL. Left line's a lot easier, as long as you just ride the left bank about 3 to 4 feet off the left. And then you can see the 1 or 2 rocks that you have to avoid. Everywhere to the right, it's just a little more challenging. You can see a lot of rocks like this one, just below the water surface. And without the sunshine out shining on it perfectly, you can't really see it. But right here, a lot of sneaky little rocks. Just, if you got an eye on them, you can avoid them. Don't need to work too hard. Lost my angle and got it back. Now I can just float and relax. Keep my angle straight downstream towards the next rabbit, which is table saw table saw, well, I got about 9 rookies are running behind me, so we're gonna catch this safety Eddy, support Eddy, pull over Eddy, whatever you wanna call the Eddy. That is a bunch of rocks just really close to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you get stuck over there, you just got to pull it off onto another rock. It's a bad place to go. Also remember, when you're getting off of rocks, you want to look upstream, look downstream, make sure you're not pulling out in front of everybody, make sure you're not yanking your back out too. This is table saw. This is my favorite rapid, guys. Class 4, back-to-back with diamond splitter. We are gonna pull over before diamond splitter, but the key to this rapid is left-hand angle, just like we have here, pointing at the bank at about a 9:30, 10 o'clock angle. Now we've got a pretty light boat, so Mike Tyson's gonna try and send us far right if we don't have enough speed. I prepare my people up here and say, guys, I'm gonna need some speed, I'll get our angle. Let me get 1 forward, Colby. I like to get a little farther river right. Let me get 1 more, just so I can have that momentum going from right to left right here. Now I've got a huge left-hand angle right here. Let me get 1 forward, Colby. And 2 more. So right there, that's tons of speed. Teed up perfect. Bang! You can tell your people to keep paddling if you start getting sent river right to Prudential. Guide ejector right here. And 1 forward, and 2 more. Go. When you're pulling into eddies, make sure the person you bump into sees you behind them. It's very rude to just run into the back of someone. They at least deserve a whistle or a yell. If at all, you can just avoid them entirely. Right here, we pulled into this eddy right below the wild water boat. And me personally, I am not a big fan of throwing ropes, especially right here. There have been some bad things. I am a chase boat, but the thing is if you push off right here and you pull someone in personally as the guide, you're not driving that boat and you're heading into a class 4. So I like to prepare my people and say, hey, I'm gonna push us off, I'm gonna keep the right angle, whoever's closest, reach your T-grip out, get them close to the boat and pull them in. I can steer us downstream and I can keep guiding the boat, but you guys need to help me. You have to prepare your people. Sometimes guides won't catch any supports. We'll talk about this at the put in. We'll say, hey, I'm not catching any supports. I've got an elderly person, an obese person with a bad foot. I've got, just not the crew. So they would be the person you're catching the support for. Me, say I had the best crew. I said, all right, guys, now I'm preparing them for exactly what's about to happen. Which is, if anybody falls out, I'll see it happening upstream, and I'm gonna push our boat out. Colby, you're gonna be the one to pull them in. Got it? Because this is just a 2-man ship right now. Good ferry angle, because you're leaving some calm water. If they touch Prudential, he's going river left. Okay, everybody get ready, everybody get ready. When you see something about to happen, like if his left upstream rail grabs that water, he's gonna flip. But he's still in the eddy and it hasn't grabbed his rail yet, he's too light. Now he's getting on the downstream side, which is not a great idea. Now he's getting up on the rock. Yeah, I've got a mic right now.
We're training, I'll listen.
Heck yeah. So Prudential is the name of that rock, and it is not a good one to be on. If you have 6 people on it, it's an easy flip. That upstream rail that grabs that water, it's just gonna grab up like that. It's pull him. So he needs to stand on that rock personally. Oh, he might flip off of that boat. Perfect line. Pull over after diamond splitter. After diamond splitter. Good job, Caden. So he's, hey, yo! Yeah, and see, okay, so it's sketchy. He's gonna, it didn't grab him, it's not grabbing him. Lucky, nice. Okay, Billy's floating right up sideways. All right. Pull over at the next support, right below Diamond Splitter. Did you see that? All right. Good angle. She's trying to fight for her angle back. Lost it. It's going straight at Prudential. She's still fighting. That's a beast right there. It's all right. Uh-oh. Just don't let it grab your downstream side. She better know to high side. There's Aaron. Pull over at the next mandatory support eddy, below Diamond Splitter. So she's thinking about what to do. There's no bouncing off of that. She's got to go back into the fast water if she's not going to just get out of her boat entirely. She's going for the spin. As long as it doesn't grab kind of like that, that's it. She's got a high side, high side, high side. Now that she's high side, it's not grabbing her rail. It's looking real dangerous for a flip. Real flip. Okay, high side. Get ready, get ready. Okay, now her upstream, she's about to pin that boat. If that fills up with water, it will wrap around Prudential. There's no popcorn right there. There's thinking about physics and just high siding. She could stand on that. Stand on the rock. Stand on the rock. Yes. Hold on to the chicken strap. Good girl. There you go. Now wiggle it around. She's got to get her nose a little faster. She's got to get a little to the right. She sees it. She sees it. She's got to, yeah, she could just spin the boat around. She could just grab the chicken strap. Mark is coming down to take over y'all's boat. Where do we pull over? Right. Where's everybody else? Good job, Beast. We never pull over here. People will like to make an excuse, be like, oh, I was just pulling over to be a second support. No, you got sent over here. So just remember, you try and make that hard right turn after Prudential, and then you go down to Diamond Splitter and set your next angle. Kat's got a good one. She's already pointed right. Go ahead and pull over downstream, right below Diamond Splitter. You want to take a break? Take a break. Good job. We got that on video. That was sick.
I was like, that's the pothole route that you don't want to be on.
Yeah. It got your upstream rail, grabbed it a little bit. She's taking a breath.
Yeah.
And then they're all down there.
We'll let wild water passes.
Yep.
Let's get out of this eddy.
All right, we're gonna exit this eddy, but nothing for the Ari. Wait, or Avery. We're good. We're just gonna look upstream until I get my angle. And then I'm gonna use my people to keep me from losing my angle. Let me get 2 forward. 2 more. I'm actually just gonna go straight out into it and pry. One forward. Now the easier line would be Witch's Hole, so that's what we're gonna go for. Let me get 1 forward. I like to go to the in between these 2 gate rocks and then go around the big rock. Let me get 1 forward. 1 more. You gotta already be spinning left right here. 1 more. Do not go over that. You want to go to the right of that. 1 more. But make sure you got your left hand angle. You don't want to be pointed at Diamond Rock. Lars went down. I saw him. I'm going for Lars. Waiting for wild water. This is our mandatory pullover. Yet another place to make sure everybody's okay. Once everybody, 1 back. All right, here we go. After Diamond Splitter, you see all our boats just pulled over right here. They're all waiting for their TL in the back to give the go sign, saying that everybody came through. You can see if you miss all of that left-hand side eddies. Way downstream, you'll see our buddy Lars. That is the easiest place to pull over at. A lot of flat water over there. That's in case you missed all the eddies to our left here and upstream. One forward. It's a fun ledge and big splash over here. We got one more. You can hit this sideways, no problem. You want to hit that white water for the biggest impact of the rapid. And 2 forward. All right. Getting back into it, there's nothing really crazy until the last 2 rapids. So as long as you follow the simple line that you have like a good 3 boat width lengths, I say go to the left of your fired rock every time, because that way you won't cause any chain reaction in spacing, because everybody goes to the left. Head on a swivel. Raft 1 boat is obviously much faster than us because they got more weight in the boat. But only thing up ahead is Dixie Drive, really. Also known as, what do they call Dixie Drive? There's another name for it.
Western Flyer?
Western Flyer, yeah. Western Flyer, Dixie Drive. See a lot of people go bowling here. You'll figure out what that is. But this is also a safe place to train during swimming. You can swim this whole rapid starting about 50 yards downstream. Right now you can see most of our boats are in the correct line. Jules is a little far right and she's gonna fight back to get left to avoid all that jumble of rocks on the right. And then you can just see the entire line on the river right now, mostly, with our gray boats and the blue boats at the end. Everyone's fighting to get river right where we are, and then wild water is in the right side of the river, just heading straight down for the next rapid, Cat's Pajamas. So the first rapid, we had Hiawassee Shoals, then the ledges with Sneaky Pete and Surprise. After that, our major rapid was Table Saw, back to back with Diamond Splitter. We floated downstream past your fired rock, which is where we went to the left. Now we're just floating into Dixie Shoals. A lot of little fun stuff you can do here as well. Mission Impossible is a surfable rapid down with no consequences really. Down at the end is my little wave. Sploosh. So these 2 rocks right here are gonna be your gate rocks. One on the left is called Magneto, and it is a pillow rock, just like the one on the right. So, going in between 2 little pillow rocks like that, both of them are trying to get you stuck, which is a weird thing. So you might need a specific angle or some speed. Right now, I'm just gonna show you how to J-stroke onto it. I'm aiming at the one on the right because I'm on the river left side. If I didn't do anything, I'm sure Magneto would just take me right now, but I've got a right-hand angle. Right now, I'm just avoiding Magneto, which is the rock to the left. I've got momentum. Now, still, Magneto's still trying to take me, but just gonna turn. I had to pretty much fight for that. Everyone got sent left, as you can see. So the water's trying to take you on Magneto instead of that one behind Cal right there. There's a rock right here on the left. You can run right into that. Not too good, but other than that, straight shot. This is Slingshot. I don't know why they're throwing a go sign at the bottom of Slingshot, but Cal's reminding them, yeah, we don't pull over there. The next takeout spot is actually gonna be at the takeout. After Diamond Splitter, you're pretty much home free, and there's a lot of calm water below and before your last two rapids, Hell's Hole and PowerHouse. That is the finale, and everything before that until Diamond Splitter really isn't too much of a concern, so we don't pull over. You see, we all just make it downstream, working on our spacing. Coming into cat's pajamas, very simple rapid. In fact, I'd say about 99.9% of the people that fall out here, it's intentional. The guide can dump truck very easily. There's about a 2-foot ledge you run over sideways and it just knocks everybody out. We're gonna hit the straight line down the middle in between a few rocks you can't see, not poking out of the water surface. One thing I learned on the Nantahala, shout out Nick, was you just never stop J-stroking. You're literally doing this, it doesn't have to be too hard, but you just never stop. And that makes you a really good guide. Gives you complete control, gives you the right muscles you need. I would say just never stop J-stroking. And it takes a little work off your people too. So you gotta avoid this rock on the right, kind of takes you to it a little bit. Avoid that rock on the left. And Aaron's got the right line right here. So does Gavin in the front. We're just straight down, straight at that rock. And it's very, very hard to hit that rock if you're aimed straight at it in the current, because you see all that water, take you right to it. All that water's pushing right. So, cowabunga. That is a mean guide ejector. That's the rock that can flip you if you go sideways. Not flip you, dump truck pretty easily. But if you go straight over it, your nose goes straight down and it can catapult you quite a bit. This is also a really cool spot to get your people out on that rock, and they can jump cannonball right there. And a lot of times they'll pop out right here. You see all this champagne bubbles? That's because the water's super deep right here. And it's very narrow looking at it upstream. That is cat's pajamas. Pretty easy rapid. But now you've got this calm run up where you can prepare your people for Hell's Hole and PowerHouse. Say it's in the top 5 of hard rapids, up there with Broken Nose, the Shoals and Ledges, Table Saw and Diamond Splitter. Say that, all that I just said, and Hell's Hole right here, probably the most technical. The ground piece is a lot more easy than you think, as long as you just have control of your boat, get the right angle, don't come in too high of white face. But enough about that. We've already covered that. Now, Hell's Hole and PowerHouse. I'd say to my guys, all right guys, great job so far. Finale, last 2 rapids, just have your feet tucked in. If anybody falls out, you want to swim river right. That's away from the red brick building. This is where our flume line ends. It meets up with these 2 green pipes in the back of it. Sends water straight down into the turbines and below PowerHouse. Hell's Hole comes first, just a big rooster tail into a medium-sized hole after that. It's gonna try and send you way left. So you wanna have a teed up angle, if not a teed up 1 o'clock, somewhere in between there. Because if you have a left-hand angle, it'll send you river left. You do not wanna go river left. I tell my people twice, if you fall out, swim river right, try and swim back to the boat. We've let people ride the bull here, and twice I've had someone fall off the front of the bull. What you do in that situation is I would personally do one of these and pull them in. 9 times out of 10, you tell a family member, if it's not a dad and his daughter, they're not pulling them in. A lot of people are deer in headlights. So as long as you're comfortable with driving the boat and pulling someone in really fast, that's what I do. But I recommend you train your people to pull their friends and family in, because you've got to guide your boat. This is your first year. You've got to learn how to guide the boat. You can't save people and guide the boat at the same time. So don't recommend having people on the bull either. unless you're very confident in your skills. But here we go. That light pole up there is your friend. You aim right at it, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna hit the hole right. This whole section, whether you come in about 30, 20 feet to my left or right over here, it meets up pretty easily at this hole as long as your boat is pointed right at it. So we're just pointed at the hole. I'm actually gonna turn it a little left. I'm aiming right at this light pole. Right at this light pole. Now I gotta kick it way left. Let me get one forward. You can see. I was very right of that, so I didn't have to fight much at all. You see this wave train right here, and you see that water pushing right there, going against the bank. Don't want any of that. Let me get one forward, Colby. You wanna be right here. You wanna be right here. You wanna tee it up right here. Sideways is a flip. Straight over, teed up, that's fine. Nice little rooster tail. We both jumped. Great.